I'm Neil. I live in West Bridgford and I'm a teacher, and I found out about Nottingham host families through a friend of mine.
So why did you want to become a host for Nottingham host families?
The reason I wanted to become a host for Nottingham host families was a little bit because I knew Carl, and also because it was an opportunity to try something a little bit different. And I had the space at my home because my own children were away at university and at work. And I thought it'd be a really interesting thing to do. Always loved learning French at school. So I had a sort of an interest, and I've been to France many times. So naturally, it was something I thought was a nice thing to do. Also, it was nice to earn a little bit of money, and it was made very easy for me to do. So it's a really enjoyable experience, getting to know people from different country and then telling them about our country and our culture and a way of doing things. So it's been a really enjoyable experience.
And what have you enjoyed most about it?
Probably getting to know different people from different parts of France, and instead of coming home after work and just doing the usual, you've actually had to make a bit more of an effort. So we've had really nice conversations. They've been fabulous. They really enjoyed, and they've been really excited about their trips and about coming to stay with an English family. So we had lots of fun. So it's been really good getting to know new people and finding out about where they come from in France. We've shared lots of sort of common experiences. They've asked questions about what it's like in England and in Nottingham and our normal life, and I've obviously been curious about their lives in France as well. Obviously, a little bit of extra cash is really nice, so it's nice to have it in these hard times, and I've had the space to do it, and it's been made very, very easy for me to do as well. So yeah, it's been a really good experience.
Nice. And did you have any concerns with becoming a host?
Yeah, initially it was probably one of time. I'm a teacher myself, a professor, and I found it, I'm always concerned, would I have enough time at the end of the day to look after these people properly? They've had a hard, long day, but actually it's been really good. They've been really excited to be here, and they've been having a great trip and really looking forward to it. So actually concerns was one of time. Obviously you're inviting people into your own home, so there's a concern on how that's going to work out. But you know what, we've made it work. The kids have all been great. I think I've had about 5 or 6 in the last 5 months, I think, 5 or 6 visits. And they've all been fantastic and very different, very varied, but really good guys and really good to get to know. So yeah, it's been a good time.
So you'd say it was flexible around your job?
Yes, because the organisers are really good at, if you're late getting back from work, because I work quite long hours, so getting back sometimes I'm a little bit tight on time. Carl's always been very flexible about pick-up times from that. Equally in the morning, which is always perhaps a bigger pressure time for me as well. Drop-offs from 7:30 in the morning has been absolutely fine, so it's enabled me to get to work promptly, and also these guys to be ready for the bus as well. So we've made it work, and yeah, I would say it's been quite a success.
Was it hard to communicate with the students? Do you need to speak any French or any other languages?
Bien sûr. I would say not at all. It's amazing how people learn to communicate together. I do have a little bit of knowledge of French from a long time ago, but I would say it's very rusty. But actually, we've had a lot of fun doing it together, and they're part of their remit, if you like, or their focus is to learn to speak English, and that's something they're meant to be doing, is speaking English with an English family. So they try really hard. I think they really enjoy trying to communicate, and we work it out together. And there's lots of pointing and sign language about douche and shower and something to eat and everything, but we work it out, and we have a lot of fun actually learning the language. They learn stuff about the English language, of course, and actually as a host I've learned stuff about the French language, so we communicate and work it out together.
Nice. And would you recommend becoming a host family, and if so, why?
Yes, I would. It's not something I'd thought, but I thought about it, I knew about it going on, and I was concerned about finding the time to do it, but it's actually a really good thing to do, because you learn about other people, you learn about a different culture, and it's interesting evenings. Every evening we've done something, if you put a bit of effort into it, like playing cards or helping them with the homework or trying different food, which is always an exciting thing for anyone to do. I've had to play an awful lot of football. I've been going to the park quite a lot, which most of the guys who come over, they enjoy kicking the ball or playing in the park. So we've gone out and done that quite a lot. So yeah, it's been a good experience and I've enjoyed it.
And would you do it again?
Yes, I would. You always think each time, oh, well, have I got the time? Will I be able to do it? Because I've got a lot going on, as we all have. But actually, once they arrive and you see the excitement on their faces, and they're always, bouncy guys who are happy to be here, we have a really good time together. And we learn a lot about their schools. I know I've said this, but it's it's an interesting thing for the host to do as much as the visitors as well. So yes, I would do it. And as I say, the cash is nice. It certainly covers your costs, and you get a little bit of extra, which is really nice. And yeah, it's an enjoyable experience. So yes, I would recommend it too. And don't worry if you don't speak French. We work it out together.
And finally, any tips?
Any tips? Would always try and communicate your expectations and timings. I mean, as I say, behaviour and all that has been absolutely excellent. No trouble at all. They're always really polite, happy to help. I'd always say probably make sure you're clear about what time you need to leave in the morning, because that's probably a thing that can be a pressure for some people. Probably have a shower in the evening, saves a bit of time in the morning. We tend to suggest they help themselves to breakfast as a sort of a breakfast buffet, so they help themselves, and if they're a little bit later getting up, they can just get themselves sorted and have a decent breakfast before their day. Certainly make sandwiches the night before, so it's all prepared for them. Give them a choice of what they want. I think food-wise, you want to introduce them to something English maybe. They've loved crumpets, they love pizza, and they just enjoy eating an English meal. So try something different. Good suggestion would be to do get slow cook or have the meal prepared before, so that and they tend to be quite relaxed. I think they tend to want to come in and just relax a little bit before food, and they generally would eat later perhaps in France than the average English pupil. But having the food prepared and ready and being organised is really good. But they're very happy to muck in together. If you put 2 in a room, that's fine. I think they actually prefer it. I once had 3 in a room because one didn't want a room by themselves and they wanted to share the room together. So I think they enjoy it and enjoy the communication, but definitely give them an opportunity to join in your family life, and as well as not just giving them the Wi-Fi code, it's getting to know you and making a bit more of an experience of it. So yeah, really, really enjoyable fun.
Excellent, thank you very much.
My pleasure.